Okay, on a much smaller scale in terms of where they are headed, what does week 1 mean for Deion Sanders, Colorado, taking on last year's darling TCU?
It's huge for a lot of reasons. You're going to watch and see whether he can win the game or not, which very few people think he can. But you're also going to see what that program looks like. And if it looks like a bunch of misfits who have never played together, but who have individual talent, then I think the spotlight that will be on him Saturday morning will not carry well to the next week. I know the next week, what is that? Nebraska, I think.
Yeah, they've got a tough start to their season.
Yeah. I mean, everyone loves Deion Sanders, but this is sports, Matt, and you happen to work, as I do, at the #1 company. And at ESPN, when you do your rundown for SportsCenter, you don't go, Colorado, they're 0-3. That's a good story. Why don't we lead with that today? It's not the way it works.
You never know.
Well, okay. But in Deion's case, he's got to be relevant. He's got to stay relevant and get through this season. Otherwise, he's going to be very angry, very cantankerous, and really will do some more damage than good.
So here's what it is with Deion. No one, perhaps in the history of the sport, as a head coach, has won an offseason over and over more than Deion Sanders. He's a marketing guru. No one wins off the field more than Deion. No. The biggest knock on Deion when he was at Jackson State is that he had talent, Power 5 talent, playing at HBCUs where they knew that they had more talent than anybody they rolled the ball out against. Now that he's in a Power 5, now that he's at Colorado, the crowd that doesn't think Deion is more than just a motivator, a marketing guy, and shoot a documentary guy, they're going to be feasting on Colorado to prove their point that Deion's not a real coach. And so for me, for Deion, he has got to say the same thing. You can't let this over the course of your first season burn out. Because I think Colorado's going to be 3-9, maybe 4-8, maybe. But there's got to be evidence to the contrary that for the Deion can't coach crowd and the traditionalist, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how they handle Deion and how Deion handles himself throughout a season now, Paul, where you're playing a lot of good football teams.
Yeah, I mean, going back a year to your point, I mean, they've lost the big game 2 years in a row, even at Jackson State.
Yeah.
And they won. They won big. They got 60 minutes in there. They got game day. They got everything they needed, which gave him what he wanted, and that's a big-time job. And now he has it. He has to show exactly what you're saying, because I just don't think Colorado can sustain itself. I mean, all the documentaries and the whatever else Deion is doing, it's great, but who wants to watch a losing team?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.